Hey friends, Catherine here. This one's gonna probably end up being a long one. It's just one of those ones that I can tell is gonna end up being long. But I am making a wind chime. I am using this aluminum flashing. It's for like roofing. You can get a roll of it at pretty much anywhere, any hardware store for entirely reasonable prices. And it's useful in all kinds of crafting things. So I'm going to be making a wind chime from it today. I already went ahead and cut out a circle and punched holes around the outside. I did 10 holes, so I'll need 10 charms to go on it, and it ends up being 6¼ inches wide and, diameter. So that's that. I think I traced around the lid of a hot chocolate tin, honestly. And then I had to decide what kind of charms I wanted to do on it. So I started off wanting to do knives. Because, like, hanging things, well, first the idea was icicles. Because, icicles dangerous, dropping on you, whatever. And then I was like, well, but icicles aren't all season long, and honestly, wind chimes are mostly summer things. So then I was like, well, I'll do flowers. So I cut out a bunch of different flowers. I started by making paper templates for him. To make a paper template, I just folded it until I had a piece of paper and then, cut a petal shape into that and then unfolded it and had a flower. So I made 6 flower things, and then I was like, why am I curtailing my urges? This is for me. I'm making it for me anyway. And, you might think that it's weird, but okay. So then I made a knife shape, and I cut out 3 knives, and I want to show you the process for how I cut out the 4th one. The process is the same for the flowers. You use your paper template. So I'll end up with 4 knives and 2 of each of 3 different kinds of flowers. So I've got 6 flowers and there are 3 different kinds. So it'll be knives and flowers, which I think discusses my heart perfectly. So I've got this bit of aluminum flashing that I've cut off the rest of the roll because it's really difficult to work with an entire roll of it, so it's much easier just to cut off a chunk and pare it down until it's, non-existent anymore. And I've got this punch thing. This punch thing is actually for baby snaps, but it works perfectly for this. You could also use an ice pick. An ice pick would be perfect. And I'm just going to line it up so that it takes up the least amount of space possible to conserve as much of the flashing as I can. And then I'm just going to score around my pattern, my paper pattern, with this punch for baby snaps because it's perfect for this. And I'm just scoring it. I'm not trying to cut through. I just need to make a mark that I can see. And I don't know if you all can see, but right here there's a score in the shape of that knife template we just had. And then the aluminum flashing is a little bit heavier than aluminum can aluminum, but you could do this with aluminum cans too. And I'm just going to take my not good pair of scissors. Don't use your good scissors, for goodness sakes. These are my all-purpose, I don't care if I ruin them, I'll just buy more at the dollar store scissors. These scissors I have had for years and years and years, and I honestly think the aluminum's sharpening them. They are cutting better now than they have in quite a while, but don't use your good scissors even if it sharpens them. That's a bad idea. So then I cut around one side, and if I have any inner corners, like this is going to approach this way, then I approach it from the outside in, because if I don't, it'll fold the aluminum like instead of just bending it so that it can be bent back, it'll actually like end up folding it, which we don't, which is, would leave a crease and not be good. So just don't do that. But let's see if I can get around this corner, and there we have it. There we go. Okay. Fourth knife, cut out. And then the tip always ends up a little curved out of shape. So I just use the flat of the scissors to bend it back flat again. And we have a fourth knife. So I'm going to set that paper template aside and set this hunk of aluminum aside. And then I've got these rubber things. It's basically a rubber press with a hole in the middle. And that hole in the middle is going to be useful because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this hole punch and use it for its actual purpose and punch a hole here. There we go. And then I'll widen it down to the width of the hole punch. And there we have it, a fourth knife. I did the same thing for all of the flowers too, punched holes into one of the petals of each of them. So those are ready to go, and all of our charms are finished. Now, given how long that took, aren't you glad that I didn't make you watch through doing all of these? If you want to do this project, you might want to do it with fewer hanging parts. Maybe do like 6, or because it'll take them too far apart, you might make your circle smaller so that you can do fewer pieces for it. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my box of floss. This is just embroidery floss, and I think I'm going to, let's see, decide what I want to do. Do I honestly not have any yellow? I mean, I've got a little bit of gold. Oh, well, apparently I don't have any yellow. That's fine. I wanted to do like a rainbow thing, but we'll start with red and work through purple then. I don't have any yellow or orange, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we do 5, I can do 2 of each color. So let's a second purple, or trying to decide, maybe gold. See, the gold's just gonna end up looking brown when it's outside. Silver? Yeah, we'll go with silver. That'll give us 5. It'll sort of be rainbowy. Not quite, but sort of. All right, and then what I'm going to do is just take the red and cut 2 pieces. One of them at, here we go, come on you, stretch straight. One of them at, let's see, 15 inches. And then a second piece at like 14 inches, maybe. There we go. So that these end up getting gradually shorter, and then we'll tie these on and then go to our next ones. Just working our way around. Okay, so this is the shorter of the 2. And it's 14 inches, and I need to remember that. Okay, and then just kind of thread this on and tie it toward the end, sort of. Let's see, and then I think I might want to end up putting like beads on here. How do you feel about beads? I think beads would look pretty cool. Go. I think, should I use paper beads? I think this is going to be outside, so I don't want to use paper beads. Let's use flower beads. I've got a bunch of these. And I have enough colors that I can match them to the colors of the thread. So let's go ahead and put a red flower bead on there. I'm working without my glasses, by the way, you guys. I'm not wearing my glasses right now, so can't see what I'm doing. Just cut off that little bit of extra tail, and then put like a knot, like, actually let's measure it out. I'll put a knot 2 inches up so that I can put another flower on, and it hangs a little bit further up. Hopefully. Yeah, tying knots at a specific distance is not the easiest thing. Okay, we've got that knot in, and I'm just gonna put a second knot around it so that it widens that knot up a bit. There we go. Okay, and then a second red flower bead. Okay, if I can get it on, there we go, and it rests on the knot. Perfect. Oh, no it doesn't. Slides right over that knot. Well, let's take it back off. See if we can't. Get that big enough so that it can't slide over it. All right, try that. Aha, there we go. That's the trick. All right, and then put it back on. And then, now, it'll rest against it. And the beads add a little bit of weight. Not the aluminum isn't heavy enough to hold it down, but it adds just a little bit of weight, so it'll be slightly less likely to tangle with the strings next to it. Because that is the problem with every, what's the word I'm looking for? Every wind chime I have ever known is the chimes tangle together and it doesn't chime anymore. So anything to help it prevent that. Okay, and tie it off, double knot it, maybe once more. You can never have too many knots. Come on, you. This would be easier if I had my glasses on, but I don't. So whatever. We'll make it work. All right. 1 down. 9 more to go. Okay, next one. Same thing, but with one of these flowers. I think I'll use, well, I'll divide them up into sets. There we go. Okay, and then I'll use one of these. All right, and put my string through. Tie it off. Shorten that end a little bit. Oh, by the way, I don't want to actually like scare my neighbors having a wind charm or a wind chime with knives on it. So if my neighbors ask, these are not knives, they're leaves. It's flowers and leaves. Get it? Okay, good. Just, you know, keeping it chill. Sort of. Alright, so I've got 3 pieces, and this should help it hang evenly, so long as I space them out evenly. So let's see. There. And there. Okay, so then I've just got to feed them through the loops, which is going to be the hard part, because I've already got some thread in them, but I think I'll use my punch to try and push it through, maybe, hopefully, sort of, kind of. I was using it to do it before, so might work, or might not. And they aren't going to be entirely even, because I've got 10 holes, but I'm using 3 threads, and it just doesn't quite divide evenly, 10 into 3, but it'll be close enough that it'll hang all right. And I'll do a video of it hanging outside to show you when I'm done, so that you'll be able to see it works. It'll work. Okay, there we go, 1 through, and tie it off. At least I hope it'll work. I've gone through a lot of trouble if it doesn't. I've been sitting here for an hour now tying these aluminum charms onto this aluminum disc. And if it doesn't work, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably just get fed up and try again. But it will work. I am confident. I have the confidence of someone who has done enough crafting over the years that I'm pretty sure it'll just work. Right, one of these is short, but I can't. Ah. There we go. Okay. All 3 of the gray hanging lines are on. Now we're going to tie them together and the ends into a loop so that it can hang from a hook that I've got outside on my front porch. And just remember, everybody, if my neighbors ask, these are not knives, they're leaves. They're leaves. I swear. Okay, so just kind of take those 3 and match up the ends and tie them into a knot. So that it hangs sort of evenish, and then tie a loop onto the end, if I can figure out how. Oh, come on, I know how to do this. It's late and I'm tired, you guys. Okay. Loop it. And then cross it back, maybe. Oh, that's how. Duh. See, I said I knew how to do it. I was just too tired and lame-brained. That's all right. Okay. Then we tie the end around through the loop and it knocks it in place. Hopefully, sort of. Kind of, maybe. Won't come down. Okay. There we go. And there we have it, a wind chime. I'm going to hang this outside, and you guys will see a clip of that in just a moment. Be right back. There we are, you guys. My one wind chime outside. Hanging up and making noise and whatever. Neighbors running their lawn waterer. That's alright though. Look at how pretty it is. Flowers and leaves, not at all knives. Anyway, this is what I did today. I would love to see what you guys are doing today. Why don't you leave a comment down below and let me know. I love sharing the things that I make with you. And if you like them too, remember to subscribe. And I will see you guys all later. Bye!